Howdy folks and welcome to 15 Nautical Mile Arc. Today we are at Kakabeka Falls, Canada, like I promised. If you don't know where Kakabeka Falls is, it is a small airport west of Thunder Bay. Close to Thunder Bay, but west of Thunder Bay in Ontario, Canada. And Thunder Bay itself is on Lake Superior. In fact, those mountains you see on the horizon would be the hills you get in Thunder Bay, so that's how close we are. Pretty heavy cloud cover today, so it looks dark, and that's because we're under some pretty big cloud shadows. Now you might be wondering about this airport. So I built this for the Scenery Gateway for Xplane. However, this airport is not in Xplane on its own. It's Charlie Kilo Golf 8, and it doesn't exist. So in order to get this in your own Xplane, you have to go to the org forum and search for Kakabeka Falls Airport. My username there is Sonata in F#. So if you want this airport for yourself, you have to go to the org and download it, and it'll install itself. And it's a fun little airport. In real life, there's a flying club here, and this is the airport they use. And the reason why I liked it so much is when I was going through northern Minnesota and lower Canada to look for airports to build, I found this one on accident, and I liked how all the hangars were along the left, all in a row. We have seen this on my channel before. I have done this airport before. But we're going to do it again here, and you can see the river there. You can see the falls, sort of, if you know where to look, and my mouse cursor doesn't work. But if you look almost in the middle of the screen, you see how the train changes on the water. You can't see from that angle, but they're falls. That is not where the falls are, though. But that's where they're represented in the sim, so I think that's quite hilarious. So anyway, what are we doing today? Okay, so what we're doing, we have the Twin Otter out again. I know we've done a lot with this, but when I was reviewing and uploading my cribbing videos with this aircraft, I realized I've never done this with floats. I've done the Beaver with floats a few times, but I've never done the Twin Otter with floats. So I thought I would do that with you all today. We'll take off on the grass runway, retract the landing gear, and land on that river because there is an official water landing strip here at Kakabeka Falls, if I can find it. There it is. It's basically this entire length of river. So it's also funny because I have regular planes modeled here because in real life they do too. So I'm not really sure. Maybe they store them there. I don't know. Maybe they put their floats on and off there. I have no idea. But anyway, that's what we're going to do today. So it's going to be a quick one. In fact, I'm probably doing more talking than flying. But it's going to be a quick one. I just want to try landing this thing with floats. I also want to see how it's different than the Beaver. Because if you are familiar with the Beaver, you have to extend your rudders when you're in the water, then retract them in order to fly. And you have some anchor keys you can use, and you can dock it a certain way with the options, but I don't think this aircraft has any of these. At least I don't see any rudders on here. All I see are the wheels that retract. So I kind of think you land and there isn't anything to do in this one except not run into the ground. But we will find out together. Yeah, so it's going to be different than the Beaver. I'm kind of nervous about this. I don't do floats very often. Floats are very difficult in the sim and even more difficult in real life, so I've heard. I did land in a float plane myself, but I wasn't flying, obviously, and it was kind of a rough landing. Although the pilot said it was awesome. I'm like, that seemed pretty rough to me. Anyway, lights are on, people are getting in. So let's hop in ourselves and close some doors here, and we'll get this thing underway. Alright, I do have a checklist for this thing. We got our doors closed, we know where we're going. We're going to take off on runway 9 and land on the water equivalent of runway 9. That's 90 degrees, so due east. It's about noon today. I do not have real world weather turned on because I wanted to do a water landing in the direction facing where the falls are modeled so we can see them in the sim. So we don't really have to worry about weather, so I guess I might make it a little easier than if we had a crosswind trying to land on the water. I'm not sure, but that is not going to be a concern. We already have our battery on because there's no external power modeled. We have DC turned on. No flight plan, no radios. We're just going to do a little circuit here, land by. I'm going to turn on the Garmin because we can. And let's see, what else can we do? We can turn some lighting off now. Normally we would do that at the end of the runway before we take off, but everybody's in our one passenger. Let's see, let's turn on some of this stuff because we're going to be starting up soon. I'll turn all these on, huh? Alright, any other lighting? Nope, that's already on disarm, etc., etc. Alright, so we are going to adjust our fuel because we're not going to fly very long. We're not flying 2.5 hours. We're going to give ourselves about, I don't know, let's give ourselves 45 minutes of fuel, even though it's only going to be a couple minutes of flying. What else do we need to do? Oh, I already turned that lighting on. Yes, I did. Turn on the GPS. I think we need to hit OK. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. And all of my... What happened? All of my presets just changed. Right? There you go. Wow, that was a weird bug. Alright, hang on. Let's get that going. Alright, let's turn our radios on, even though we're not going to use them. Oh my gosh, I can't remember how to turn them on. It's been so long. Oh, let's see. Not that one. Wait, stop. There we go. We'll turn our radios on. Not using air traffic control, so we'll be on standby. What else? Doors are closed, right? Yep, doors are closed. I don't think we have any elements removed, static elements. So let's get back into position. And my buttons are all messed up again. What happened here? Okay, turn our fuel boosts on. I can't see that far anymore. Oh, that's right. Up is on this thing. Alright, power levels to idle. There we go. Now everything's working right. And we'll keep our props forward, as I talk about every time, that there's no prop sound when they're in feather, so we'll just keep them forward. And we'll turn on our engine igniters, if I can get that preset. I should both turn... Oh, that's different. These should turn on at the same time. Alright, well, we'll just get the thing started if it'll grab. I wanted the other way, but okay. And we'll do the other side. Let's see if it actually works right this time. Oh, we have to wait that to retract. There we go. We're just going to go the right way this time. Oh my gosh, it's only going to the right. It won't go left. Come back. Oh dear. This is buggy in 10.5. I've not updated the airplane. I just updated it 10.5. I can't start my engine. Okay, we got it. I just cut out like 4 minutes of video to get this other one to start. And I just had to find the correct click spot and grab it, which is what I've never had to do before. You've all seen me fly this thing more than a handful of times recently, and I've never had these problems. So that's like 3 bugs now I found in this thing ever since I updated 10.5. So I'm going to have to check and see if there's an update to this Twin Otter, because that was annoying. Alright, let's see here. What is next? Generators and all that stuff. Alright, generators. You have to go down to reset first. Oh my, it's stuck again. Oh jeez. Okay, that should trigger back on its own. And no. Okay, I thought it'd retract. Maybe not. Oh my gosh. Am I having problems with my mouse, or is it the airplane? Now I don't know. Everything else on my computer with this mouse is fine, so it has to be the airplane. Anyway. De-icer. I can't even remember what that is. It's up here. We don't need de-icer. Taxi light. We're going to taxi soon. Pitot heat. Bleed air. And make sure all the warnings and cautions are out. And they are. No autopilot. I guess we'll do flaps down now, since we only have a 100-foot taxi. 20 flaps. And lights are already off. Let's see. All we need to do is turn on our landing lights when we get to the end of the runway. And I guess I can start our clock. This has our chrono clock, doesn't it? Yep, right over there. Alright, let's get this thing taxiing. I'm going to hop outside just because I find it more interesting, I guess. And these small aircraft than these small airports. I just find it more interesting to taxi outside. Alright, are we going to roll? There we go. Oh yeah, I forgot that. On grass, you got to give it a big push to taxi on grass. There we go. Oh boy, am I going to get that wing around that tree? Sure we are. When I modeled this airport, I had Cessnas in mind, which are quite a bit smaller than this thing. And here's our taxiway here. And there's a fueling station. And this is STOL, so I'm not terribly worried about being at the very, very end of the runway because we don't need this entire runway. Should be able to loop around here just fine. There we go. And those of you who are wondering about the springs in my yoke, if you saw my last video when I was having problems, I think it's because I just don't use it very hard. So it needs to be broken in, so I was just cranking on it, doing all these things, and haven't had any issues. Well, there aren't any landing lights. Where am I? Oh my gosh, over here. See, they're already down. So, up is on? Well, let's have a look. There they are. Okay, good. So sometimes down is on, sometimes up is on. You'd think I would know this by now. How many times have I flown this plane? But I have taken quite a break in real life, actually. Even though the videos for you have been consistent, I haven't flown in about 3 or 4 months. And I've been flying other planes. So, okay, I am completely discombobulated. Let's crank up the props or the fuel a little bit. Let go the parking brake, and away we go. And let's look at this outside. I think I can do this. Can I do this? Let's see if this worked. I'll just go until I run out of runway, and then I'll lift up. Is that enough? There we go. Nice. What's my landing gear button? That one? That one. Nice. You don't usually do takeoff shots because you normally have to manage the plane, but I know this plane well enough that I don't really need to, okay, maybe I don't know well enough to do from the outside. There we go. Yeah, let's not make that a habit. Anyway, there's airport. This plane looks gigantic. I have to get in and fly. Alright, here we go. We're just going to do a circuit, land in the water. I just need to give myself enough room to land. So I'm dialing back the throttle already. I want to stay below the clouds, obviously. That's not going to be a problem. It's a nice river, though. So we'll head this way a moment. We know the runways are west and east, so we're perpendicular to the runway now because we're heading north. So now we'll head west, and then we should have the runway and the airport to the left. And there is our airport. There's our water area where we're going to land. And there you can kind of see the train change. In the center of the window, see how it dips way down? There's waterfalls. In the area, I don't think they're there based on the research I've done, but that's where they are. And I have not adjusted my sensitivity. I still have everything fully sensitive, so it's a little more challenging for me because I'm used to different settings, but I'm going to keep it like this. I'm going to keep it sensitive for a while and see how this works. If it drives me nuts after a couple flights, then I'll change it back. But alright, we'll give us enough room so that we can have a long approach to this water landing, keeping in mind in real life you would not need as much space as I would now, but it's only my first time doing this in this plane. It's only my third or fourth time landing on water ever before, so. You can see the airport we're headed towards up to the right in the mid-ground area. That train change or that waterfall is really going to throw us off though, because we're going to have to be above that when we approach the airport. So that'll make things interesting. Enjoying the cloud shadows on the ground. I did make them a little darker, but I think I might make them darker still. The only problem with that is then the airplane gets so dark. Wow, this sensitivity is ridiculous. Let's see how long I last with it. Do we have any passenger views? That's nice. It's a nice one. Seems like a pretty hilly area. Alright, let's turn around here and slow down and have a long, slow approach to this airport. So VFR, we just need to look for the water, and that's all we need to do, and there it is. Just follow this river. I need to descend a lot though, so we got pretty high. What are we at? What was it? 2,300 feet a second ago, 2,200, 2,100. So I'll dial back the throttle. I see the airport. I see where we're going to land. I see how the river goes up, where there would normally be falls, even though, like I said, I don't think the falls are actually there in real life. I think they're downriver a little further, but so be it. Although it is important to point that out, because that means in real life you can hover over the water longer for landing. If the falls are actually in a different spot, we'll start getting some flaps out. We're going to do a full flap landing, so I can go very slowly. This is just so sensitive. Oh man. We're going to stall here if I'm not careful. Alright, so I see the waterfall ahead. Do you see how it jumps way up? So we got to be mindful of that. That's the part I'm worried about, is not going head first into a waterfall. So we want to cover that. And then what we need to do when we get close to the water is we have to land, I think, 10 feet per minute descent or less, or else you're going to bounce, which is not as bad as tumbling, but you could tumble as well. So you see the waterfall right in the middle of your screen. Do you see how that goes way up? It's kind of funny. So I got to be careful not to get too low. I don't want to hit that. But I see where we want to land. So I got to clear this waterfall so I know exactly how high we are. We're just above the waterfall now. I'm really nervous. This is freaking me out. Okay, and I have no idea how high we are. Alright, gonna level off. The runway's beyond the cement, by the way. So we're gonna level off. We did it! Now what do we do? We did it! Now what? Do I steer? There aren't any brakes, there are no rudders. So what do we do now? Can I turn? Can I turn around? Well, let's go like this so we can make a U-turn, I guess. I just don't want to crash. Look at, oh my gosh, we're really rocking. I assume that's realistic, but how do I turn now? Okay, you use the rudder control to turn. Okay. And I want to turn this way and not run into the other shore, and I want to turn around. So far so good. We're not done yet though. Okay, now we're smoothing out. Is it because we're going perpendicular to the water? Is that how it's modeled? Oh, are we going to turn in time? Or are we going to run into this shore? We're getting blown around. Are we going to make it? Are we going to make it? Oh dear. Okay, good. So we're turning around. Now we're rocking again. So apparently, when you're... I don't really know how you stop that. So we're just going to go to that dock up there. Do you see the dock sticking out in the water? Oh, I'm going to throw up. This is awful. I guess we're not, because now we're getting blown. Okay. How do you stop where you want? Or maybe you don't stop where you want. Do you just kind of park it? I guess because I do know for a fact if I touch that cement, the plane will tip over. So I don't want to touch it. I just want to get close and I guess come up here and kill the engines. And then we'll stop and hopefully not crash. There, let's just do that. Alright, we're just going to let it throw me a rope. Alright, well, I guess we would then, I don't know, there'd be a dock here in real life and a rope. Because when I took a float plane in real life, the guy taxied within 50 feet and then kind of let the current blow us towards the dock, and then there's a guy there with ropes that brought us in. So we're just going to do this because I don't want to touch that. We will tip over. I do know that for a fact, so I'm not going to even get any close to that. We're going to sit right here. I don't see anything related to anchors or anything. I know in the Beaver you have anchors you can push. I don't know what it is, if it's Y or D. I don't want to push any buttons right now. I might screw stuff up. Let's watch the replays, and then I'll look up what the anchor button is if there is one. So let's check this out. Alright, so we're coming in, and wow, we did it. A little bit of a nosedive, I guess. Maybe it could have been smoother technically, but I've never done that before. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Let's see what other views we have access to. I guess the only good views are outside, so we're just going to do another outside view from another angle here. Let's go from the front a little bit. Oh, I'm so happy. And we landed right on the official runway, because it starts way out there, and it ends right where that cement is. I would imagine most of the time, though, you're running facing west. But if the winds change, I don't know. Cool. Let's hop back to real time, I guess. Alright, we're back in real time. I just checked all the key assignments, and I don't see anything related to deploying an anchor or anything, so maybe that's specific to the Beaver and it's not available in this aircraft. I'm not sure. I'll have to do more research on that and map it to my joystick in case I do this more often. Looks like we're slowly drifting towards the shore, and I don't want to crash, so let's open some doors and so people can throw us a rope. Although we technically wouldn't do this until we're already tied up, but whatever. I just want to stop it. So we're going to stop there before we drift into this shore and crash. So hope you enjoyed this flight. It was really short. It was really fun. I am shocked. You could probably hear in my voice. I'm shocked I landed this thing and I didn't tumble. I didn't crash. I didn't bounce. The front end dipped down a little bit, but I guess that's just technicality. What a fun little quick flight. Hope you enjoyed it. If you caught me by accident, please subscribe. If you are a regular subscriber, thank you for your continuing support. And we are going to head over to northern Minnesota again. Not again. We're just going to head over to northern Minnesota for a couple flights. Have a couple flights there in mind. And then we're going to break out the 727 again. But there'll be a few GA before that. So we will catch you on the next one.